All right, let's talk about nuclear safety. We're going to look at a piece of hardware that was literally born from the lessons of a major disaster. This thing, it's the ultimate failsafe, the last trump card when everything else has gone wrong. So let's dive right in. So I want you to think about this for a second. In a full-blown nuclear emergency, when every single alarm is blaring and every backup system is on the fritz, what is the absolute last thing that stands between that reactor and a catastrophic release of radiation? It's a pretty intense question, right? Well, the answer is a really, really clever piece of engineering.
Okay, so before we get to the solution, you gotta understand the problem. And the problem is, well, it's pretty scary. Picture a reactor core during a meltdown. The best way to think about it is like a giant, industrial-sized pressure cooker, one that's gone completely haywire and can't cool itself down anymore.
And here's the truly terrifying part. This happens fast. I mean, really fast. The second that cooling system fails, the water inside basically flash boils. You get this incredible volume of steam plus explosive hydrogen gas just filling the space. The pressure just skyrockets, you know? It pushes that final containment building, that big concrete dome, right to its absolute limit. We're not talking about a risk of explosion at this point. It becomes a matter of when, not if. So, this puts the plant operators in an absolutely impossible position, a real no-win scenario. Option A, you vent the pressure. This saves the building from blowing up, but you're knowingly releasing a massive cloud of radioactive materials straight into the atmosphere. Option B, you don't vent. You keep the radiation contained for a little while longer, but you are guaranteeing a catastrophic explosion. I mean, what do you even do? Both choices are terrible. But what if there was a third way? A way out of that impossible choice? An engineering fix that could let you have your cake and eat it too, so to speak. Well, that's exactly where this last trump card comes into play. It's called the filter vent building. And the genius of this thing is right there in the name. It has two jobs. It's not just a pipe to let steam out, no. It's this incredibly sophisticated filtering system that's built for the absolute worst day imaginable. It lets the operators get rid of that dangerous, building-shattering pressure. But, and this is the crucial part, it does it after it scrubs out almost all of the nasty radioactive stuff.
So it really breaks down into this elegant two-step process. Step 1, vent the pressure. That saves the containment building from exploding. Simple. Step 2, filter the release. That protects everyone and everything outside the plant. By just splitting the problem into two, venting and filtering, the engineers completely changed the game. They took that no-win situation and turned it into a procedure that can actually save the day.
Okay, so how good is it at filtering? I mean, really. Get this, the system is designed to grab over 99.9% of the really bad radioactive particles. We're talking about stuff like cesium, which sticks around for a long, long time. It yanks all that out before releasing what's basically just harmless steam. Think about that number, 99.9%. That is a huge leap forward for nuclear safety. Right, but a system this important can't be some flimsy shed, right? Of course not. This building has to be an absolute beast. It's not just another structure on the campus. It's engineered to be one of the toughest, most durable things there. Because when you think about it, it's designed to be the very last thing left standing. I mean, just imagine what this building needs to go through. It has to work perfectly during the disaster that's causing the whole problem in the first place. Let's say it's a massive earthquake. This building has to ride it out without a scratch. That's why it's built to the highest earthquake-proof standards. The walls, they're insanely thick concrete, not just to be strong, but to act as a shield, blocking the radiation from all the stuff it just trapped inside. And it's usually built as a totally separate, standalone unit. That way, even if other buildings are damaged or have lost power, this one can still do its job. So this all sounds great, right? A brilliant solution? But there's a catch. Bolting one of these onto a nuclear plant that's already been operating for decades, yeah, that is not easy. It's a massive, massive engineering puzzle. In fact, that's literally what the civil engineers who do this work call it. They say it has a puzzle-like difficulty. It's a perfect description, isn't it? You're trying to perform a transplant, adding a huge new organ into this incredibly complex body that, was never designed to have it in the first place. So what makes it so hard? Well, for starters, you have to route these gigantic, super thick pipes all the way from the reactor containment building to this new filter building. That often means digging huge trenches through a site that's already jam-packed with pipes, cables, and foundations you absolutely cannot disturb. Oh, and remember that explosive hydrogen gas we talked about? Well, it's in those pipes. So you have to build another safety system on top of your safety system, like a system that can flood the pipes with inert nitrogen gas, just to stop the pipes themselves from blowing up. It's just one challenge after another.
But look, even with all those headaches and all that puzzle-like difficulty, the payoff is just undeniable. The filter vent building takes what was a guaranteed disaster, a true no-win scenario, and turns it into something that can be managed, something that's survivable. It's really an amazing example of learning the hard lessons from the past and using that knowledge to build a much safer future.
When you get right down to it, this whole building is just a physical, concrete answer to a terrible what-if question. And it really makes you think, doesn't it? What other invisible safeguards like this are out there, quietly protecting our power grids, our dams, our infrastructure? And maybe the bigger question is, how do we get ourselves to recognize how important they are before a disaster forces us to? Something to chew on. Thanks for watching.